What is going on, good people? This is your man, Gavin the Boss Man Stevenson. I got my co-host with me.
I'm Chris Cabano Cabrera.
And we are coming to you from the lovely, lovely Cozy Cigar Lounge here in Largo, West Bay at 198 West Bay Drive. You can see inside. It's beautiful in here. Look at that. Look at that. We are doing a live broadcast every Wednesday in here. So, this is going to be our first one, and we are going to talk about dating in your 40s.
Yeah, but specifically with younger women.
With younger women. You know, we both have that issue. We always say we want to get the right one, but we always find the wrong one or something that we have to fix.
Absolutely. But you know what? A little bit off topic real quick. So I get up this morning, do my little routine, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, go to make my coffee, messenger dings. So of course I continue making coffee, look at the messenger, beautiful young lady. So I'm like, all right, well, let's see where this goes. I get the, hey, how are you? So before I respond, I click on their profile. Right. Obviously it's someone who says something like, hot, sexy little lady looking for some fun. And I was like, Jesus Christ, here goes exactly what I know is going to come out of this message.
Right.
Or this messenger. So I go back, and you know on top of your messenger there's a little bubble so you can write the notes.
Right.
And in the notes it says, hookups available.
Oh,
so,
God.
You know what? Because I knew I was going to do a podcast today, I said, you know what, let me entertain myself. So I said, hey, how are you? Obviously she responds, and the conversation goes on a little bit. I ask her, or she asked me where I'm from, and I tell her. She tells me the city she's from, which is just a neighboring city. So I go to make my coffee, whatever, it dings again. She wasted absolutely no time. It was immediately, I'm going to get straight to the point. I'm an escort, and I sell content.
I would have said, yes, I sell content too.
So I told her, I said, well, you know, I've been in the industry of the Gentleman's Club for about 11 years now. This phone that I'm typing you back on is full of free content that I was given. So I'm just letting you know I'm the wrong guy.
Right.
I don't pay for content. I don't pay for whatever videos you have. I've been alive for 45 years. I believe that every woman has a vagina and a pair of titties.
Yes.
Yours is going to be no different, so I'm not paying for it.
Look, I'm not paying for anything. You know what I will pay for? Is dinner and a movie. And that's about it.
Or Disney.
Or Disney, yes. Or Disney. I would definitely do that. But it's so funny you say that, because that is what we are getting at the people that we're dealing with, Chris. It's just, they're just young, they're just trying to get what they can get, and they're trying to get up out of there.
I get it, it's a hustle. I respect it to a certain extent. But when you're trying to date, or you're in the dating field, or you want to find somebody that you want to connect with, it's harder with the younger women because of the fact that they all want to sell their content. Mm-hmm. They all want to make money off of you as a man. So instead of treating you as a man, let's reference it back to, you know, entertainers, for instance. They're going to treat you as if you were a customer.
Or a trick.
Or a trick.
I'm just going to tell you right out.
But if they're not from the entertainer industry, then it's like we're their newfound daddy.
Oh, man. And I'm not, listen, I got kids already. Yes. I'm not trying to be nobody's daddy in that type of way. Now, you can call me daddy in other ways, but I'm not trying to be daddy that way. You know?
I've told plenty of girls, the moment you call me daddy, it ends. I'm not a daddy. I'm not looking to fulfill daddy roles.
Sponsor. I'm not that either. No, I'm sorry. I'm not that guy. You know, it's guys out here nowadays, you know, they say that, guys don't know what they want or what they're looking for. You know, the problem that we're having is not that we don't know what we want, what we're looking for. It's what we have out here to search from. The pool is not what it used to be. You know, and then you hear them say, well, if that's the case, why don't you find somebody your own age? Right, we could do that. We can damn sure do that.
We could. And I've tried.
And I've tried too. You know, and the problem that I'm having with that is, and like I said, what we're going to do is break it down for you guys. We're definitely going to do that. But the problem that I'm having is that when you get two people that are around the same age, the enthusiasm and the spunk and all that stuff is not there how you wanted to be there. And that's why, us older people, because I'm not going to just say men, because women are doing the same thing too.
Women are also age gap dating.
Right.
Is basically what they're calling it.
But, what's funny about it is, we get looked at differently than they get looked at.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So y'all don't understand. There's women out here doing the same thing that we are doing. We just get looked at differently than what they get looked at.
Absolutely. Well, that's the biggest, I don't want to say it's embarrassing or fear, but the biggest thing that I see when someone our age, so like myself that has gray hair everywhere, and you're taking a younger girl with you.
Oh, God.
They're going to look at you like, what the hell are you doing? Why the fuck are you
with him
taking from the cradle, per se?
Yeah.
Or I get that's a beautiful daughter you have.
Oh, my God. That one hits me every time. You know what? It's so funny because y'all know me. If y'all know me, you know me. Listen, they call me Gavin the White Girl Slayer. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what I mean? That's what I am. But, when I get a young lady with me and we're hanging out, we're vibing and all this stuff, it's the looks that we get.
Yes.
That throws me off. You know what I mean? It's just like they look at you like.
It's almost identical to interracial dating.
Oh, my God. That's a topic when we get on that. Trust me, that's a whole other situation, people.
But I've had that situation happen plenty of times.
Right.
But going back to this, so dating young, it's funny because I have a 20-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. And my 20-year-old, it's funny when I message her and say, hey, I'm going to start seeing blase. And I send the information over and she looks and she's like, oh, Lord, Dad, seriously?
Does she go on the Instagram? Like, that's the first thing she
FBI's them.
You know what's so funny? Nowadays, that's the first thing people do.
Yeah.
They hit your, if you tell a person their full name, the first thing they do is hit your social media.
Absolutely.
It's just, that's the day and the age that we live in because, Google can tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everything you know. But what's so funny? Us being who we are, we just totally step away from Google. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We see the stuff that's on there, and we still say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go.
These are perfectly good red flags.
Yes,
I love it. Why would I want somebody with no red flags, or maybe nowhere near as toxic as what we want to get ourselves into?
That's what Google needs to do.
Yes.
They need to put the red, like, okay, boom, 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 all her red flags, and you're like, okay. You know what I mean? Now, but see, I'll tell you this, Chris, it blows my mind sometimes, and I tell people this all the time, is that if you're upfront with people,
yes,
and you tell them what you're looking for, what you're trying to do,
yes,
and you let that person make that choice, nobody can be hurt. Because now you made that choice. You said you wanted to do this. You wanted to step in this ring.
Yep.
You can't sit here and get mad at me now if you don't like what's going on.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
see what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's a true fact. You
Well,
know?
I mean, I honestly believe women should definitely be more open about some situations, like our own little personal thing that you and I know about the sizes of clits.
Oh my God, here we go, do bullshit. Man, listen here. I'm not going to dive too deep into this.
We're not going to dive into this
but I'm going to tell you, when somebody says something, see, y'all don't understand this man right here. He is very upfront and very blunt. And the way that he explains things to you, you'll be like, did you really just say that in public? I say that all the time, too.
I absolutely will say it in public.
He will say it in public. Look, we go to Disney all the time. He says stuff in Disney that when people are walking by, I see them turn around and be like, did he just say that? And I just do this.
You know what? We're savages.
We're savages. There it is. There it is. So, what we're going to do, we're going to get into some of these pros and these cons that we have and we're going to talk about them. You know what I mean? We're going to try to get a little understanding from our point of view because, like I said, this is about our point of view.
Yes, yes.
So, the first one is maturity level. God.
Okay.
Go ahead, you can start this one.
Are we even mature enough to be in our 40s?
No. Okay. I am not mature enough.
Because I feel like I have a lot of expectancies. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of wants, wishes, things that I know that when you're dating somebody young, they're not going to just conform immediately to. So I guess what I'm saying is, as an older individual, do I still like going out? Do I still like, doing advantageous things? Obviously.
Yes.
I'm not a clubber, even though that I have spent the last 11 years managing gentlemen's clubs.
We haven't even told you what we did for a living. No. We haven't done that part.
So because of that, I don't want to be out in the club atmosphere when I'm dating somebody. So with the younger women, as we both have experienced, it's a little bit different because that's their expectancy.
Right.
And their maturity level is that of, hey, I still am in my 20s or whatever.
They want to go to the clubs. They want to pop the bottles. They want to go out and hang out. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, I can go to certain clubs that I know that, you know what I mean? Like, if I go to a place, I like to go to an upscale type of situation.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to go to what I ran. I'm going to tell you, I ran some of the most hoodest clubs in Tampa.
I own one.
We both have. So
it was crazy.
So when we go places, it's normally a spot that we know that we're going to be safe, because in this business, people don't realize you gain a lot of enemies.
Absolutely. And I can tell you that if we decide we want to go to a club, if the majority of our friends are going to be there, we know not to go.
Yes, we do not go there. And y'all because tell them, Chris, and
it's unfortunately, being in the gentlemen's clubs that we've been in, we have a lot of we have friends.
Yes.
And I'm not going to say they're good or bad. It's just the friends that we have come from those clubs, and you just know.
They're needy as fuck. I'm going to say it. He's not going to say it. I'm going to say they're fucking needy. They're fucking needy. We go to a spot, and then we say we sitting there popping the bottle, and we're in a good situation. We got us a VIP section. Hell, we've been to that together.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, they walk up, hey man, let me get a drink. Wait a minute, what were you doing before I got here? Because I just got here, you've been here for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So you telling me now you want to drink out of my bottle, you want this, you want that. You know what I mean? But see, that comes from the maturity level, bro.
Absolutely.
That comes from both ways. You know what I mean? Because a grown man in our age, we're not going to ask another grown man, hey man, you going to buy me a drink?
Hell no.
No. If we don't have the money, we don't go out.
We just don't.
We just don't go out.
But see, that's where the women that we date are completely different.
Yes.
Because they do go out with
They go out.
But they go out, and because they're young, they're half naked going out. And any guy is going to buy them drinks.
And they come back drunk as hell, bro.
That's another reason why it's hard to date a younger woman as well. So if you don't want to go out, you send them out. Nowadays, you got to worry, who the hell did they meet?
Right.
Why did they come home so late? Because where did they go and what did they do?
Right. Now you want me to sit here and now I got
loyalty, trust, faithful, completely out the window most of the time. Now, they're obviously the women that are going to be watching this podcast are going to be like, that's not me, that's not me. Well, we're not talking about 100% of the younger women. We're talking about 95% of the younger women.
Right. And you know what? It's funny you say that, because the situations that I've been in with women, when they go out, and I'm gonna tell you truthfully, when you go out with me, I'm gonna let you do what you want to do.
Absolutely, there's no reason not to.
I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna tell you no, you don't want to go out. All I ask for from that woman that I'm dealing with is, don't make me look like a fucking fool.
Absolutely.
Because in the industry that I'm in, everybody already knows me.
Yep.
And so since they already know me, they're gonna try you because they know me.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So, and then that's what I asked for that from. I'm like, look here, man, work with me on this. You know what I mean?
Well, my last marriage was, she's 28 now, maybe, or whatever, and I'm 45.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first got with her, I had Vixen, the club, and she was helping behind the bar.
Right.
And I step away, go to the bathroom. People that know me,
your partners,
still want to go to the bar. Still, we're hitting on her. She's telling them that I'm with the owner. Da da da. They didn't care.
Your partners,
not one bit.
These are friends that you've known and you got money with. Is that not crazy to you?
Very crazy. The fact that they're willing to try you right to your face.
Right in your face. Don't care.
I'll leave how I dealt with those situations on the podcast, but I don't feel like incriminating myself.
I don't want you to do that.
But you know, so back to the maturity level. So like in our situation, we like theme parks, we like cigar bars, we like, you know, the beach. Well, you can't tell I like the beach because on this video, I look like I'm
you can't.
transparent.
And I'm gonna tell you this: I like the beach, but I like to sit at the bar.
Yes.
In the cabana by the beach.
But see, so the point I'm getting at is with the younger women, will they go to the beach? Yes. Yeah. But they won't go that often. Or they're not going to want to do the theme park or whatever the case may be.
They want the nightlife.
Fuck around and get a girl that has to be on a coke or pills or some shit.
Oh,
which obviously I've never done, and I'm only going to speak on the people that I've seen do it. You can't enjoy that person either, because by the time they go out, well, you know what? I take that back. I did date one that was, you know, always wanted to do cocaine. We went to Halloween Horror Nights. Worst fucking experience I ever had in my life, because the moment they were coming down, moody as shit, we were trying to ruin people's shit. You know, it was just horrific. So, you know, I try to keep myself out of those scenarios where you find somebody that's dependent on anything to begin with.
I totally agree.
But it's so hard to find a young woman that wants to do the things that we would like to do.
You said something right like that. Listen here, people. Do never in your relationship don't put yourself in a situation that you cannot get yourself out of. Yes. When you're sitting in a situation and everything is going bad, and you're sitting and you can't get out of it because you didn't make your way out. You gotta have an out in every situation that you're in. This is how it goes.
They have their outs,
right, and
they're pending,
right. You know, because people. The sad thing about it is, and this is another thing when you're dealing with a younger person, they're quick to say, you know, fuck this, I'm gone.
Oh yeah,
I'm gone.
But see, that's society today in general, because no matter, I think that's an ageless attack from society. So basically, nobody is. What's the word I'm looking for? It's going to affect everybody.
Yeah.
Because unless you're the older ages, like my parents or grandparents, and like I said, I'm in my 40s, they have that love and respect where they want to stay in relationships, and it's longevity. These new age relationships, like our generation relationships, the moment something fucks up,
I'm out of here.
Right.
I'm out of here.
They make divorce way too easy. There's so many options.
Right.
The options lie right here in front of us. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.
Right.
You know, social media galore.
You know, and like I said, you know, the bad thing about this, you know, social media age, and you just said it gives you so many options, but at the same time, it can put a division in between the relationship that you're dealing with, especially dealing with a younger person, because they can sit on Facebook, Instagram all day long. I dealt with a female that I could be sitting at the table with her, eating, having a great meal out of a nice, expensive restaurant, and she's like this the whole time.
Yes.
I'm like, sweetheart, the food has made it to the table. Let's enjoy this moment.
That's
when they do this one. This is a good one. They won't let you eat until they take a picture of the shit. I'm trying to eat, people. I came here for that situation. You know, I didn't come here for that.
You know what's funny is you visit my Facebook, and if you are able to obviously find my mom on my Facebook, every meal that she cooks every night, she takes a picture of it and posts it. But that's different. I mean, she's at home. She's with my father, and they're enjoying their dinner, whatever. But it's not out us.
Right. But listen to what you're about to say. And I don't mean to cut you off, but she's at home. She's with her husband that she's been with for years.
44 years.
Right, because my parents are the same. My parents have been together for over 40 years. You know, so it's different. They're like, oh, look what we're doing together. But you say she takes the picture, and that's it. She's not sitting here taking the picture, and she's like, oh, no, don't eat that.
Yeah. No, he's already down there trying.
Yeah, he's down there trying. She's taking a picture of her food. And then it's so funny how they stage it, you know, honey, put this over here and moving your food around. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Put your fingers on my fucking food. You know, don't get me started on that. It drove me crazy when I did that. But the maturity level has definitely got to be there. If it's not, like I said, all these things that we're giving you is that you got to understand that this is the stuff that you're going to have to deal with if you want to stay in this relationship.
And there's going to be things that we're not going to hit that you'll see on your own, but these are just some of the things that we've experienced or whatever. So, like the next thing that I can verify, like a quickness, is the higher sex drives between the younger women. and
oh yes,
the older women.
Oh
now,
yes,
mind you, I used to bodybuild, and of course I was supplementing myself with steroids, and I got to a point where I was great, and then I got married a second time to a younger woman.
Trust me, I saw this one, people.
And she too bodybuilding and all that stuff, but
did.
Her body stayed that way. So
Right.
as COVID hit and time progressed and we were together, I started getting comfortable. I started not going to the gym, all because she was staying fit, looked beautiful, and telling me, "Oh, you look great, as I'm blossoming into this man that I've become today.
Right, and that's another thing too. People
Taking
don't
away
understand. Right.
from my sex drive.
Because, and that's what, and I'm going to say this for a man being in our 40s, we get comfortable a lot quicker than the females do.
Very much.
Because in our mind, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
You're ours, you're my lady, I'm taking care of you, you don't want for nothing.
Yep.
I got you. But you don't understand that,
Well, they got you for a certain period of time. Because,
Right.
by the way, the person I'm talking about, I'm already divorced from again.
And the one, look, I haven't even dabbled in the mind yet. And this is recently, so you know what I mean? I haven't even
Third
gotten
time's not going to be a charm for me.
No.
There's not
No.
going to be a third time.
I'll tell you this truthfully, and I may throw a whole lot of people off. Chris, I don't think I would really want to get married again.
I know I don't want to get married.
I personally believe
I know.
that piece of paper, it's a piece of paper.
It is. And with the way society is today, like we were just explaining earlier, where you're married for a certain amount of time, and then when you get bored or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
usually, well, I'm not even gonna pinpoint which sex leaves. Somebody leaves, or somebody goes and wants something better.
Right.
So what are you stuck with? A $1,200 lawyer visit
Mm-hmm.
to go get that paper relinquished or taken
Yep.
away or whatever.
Yep.
I absolutely don't want to relive that anymore. I don't want to relive the hurt either.
The pain, the anguish,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Nobody
Now
wants
there is
about
going to be
that.
pain, there is going to be anguish with relationships, but there's a difference between a standard relationship and a live-in full-time wife.
Mm-hmm.
So, taking that pain and anguish is a little bit harder.
Right.
So I just don't feel like dealing with it.
I-
Plus, it
it's-
costs.
It costs a lot more than what you want to dish out nowadays. Like I'm like, divorce. You're sitting here and you put this money. But see, think about it. You put money into a relationship. You've taken care of this person. You've done everything she's needed in her life that she wanted from you. So when you are done, you have to pay to get out of this.
Yes.
And then we're just talking about the paperwork. We're not talking about when you go to the judge, say if you got assets and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Kids, assets. Oh, yeah, okay.
But
Fine.
and it sounds like we're going off topic, but there's still the hidden background of a higher sex drive.
Mm-hmm.
Younger women always come into a relationship with a higher sex drive. It's almost like I've noticed it should become a red flag. The moment that they start to taper off with their sex drive, it's going to be over. I would have thought that dating a younger woman, the sex drive stays, and it's intense when you first are dating.
Well, you know how I feel about this subject, bro.
Well, you already know that's why I kind of touched it, but
Oh my God,
it happened to both of us. So I mean, and the sad part is I'm not hiding at all that I do steroids. I have to have a testosterone boost because I'm in my 40s.
right.
So naturally, with a high built-up testosterone level, you have a higher sex drive.
Right.
So you're able to match these younger women. Why they taper off is beyond me. Now, I'm not a young guy, so I'm not dating older women right now, so I don't know what the older women's sex drive is.
Right.
But apparently they must have one because the older women are starting to date younger men.
Big time.
So
You
somewhere
got
along the
your
line,
sugar mama
there's some sex
side.
drive
You know,
there.
them cougars you got out there, boy. Them cougars are no joke, boy. And let me tell you something. Them cougars are hunting young men down. I mean, they're hunting young men down. And they know exactly where to hit you at. You want that PS5?
That's so fucked up.
You want that PS5? You know what time it is.
You want your
baby.
car?
You want that car?
You want that hotel stay and
Mhm.
wherever?
Wherever you want to go. You want to go out with your friend? You want to go with your friends to Vegas? Round trip? I'm taking care of everything? Right.
Well, shit, where do I get one of those?
Right. That's the situation. Where do we find you at?
But yet, so back to the sex drive. If we were to date on our own age level, That's another reason why the two age groups of the same ages aren't dating together. They're obviously dating younger on both ends, because on top of the fun and the adventures and shit that you go out and have, obviously sex is a big thing. So women want it just as much as men. And, so I guess that's another reason why dating younger is easier.
What's strange to me, you said it before, what's strange to me is that how does a woman in her 20s taper off like that? Then you think about it, then the thing that what happened to me per se is that I felt like, is it me? You get what I'm saying? That she's slowing down. Is it me? Am I not performing to the way that I got you?
Or because they see you as a daddy figure, eventually that just goes away.
That's a lot. And
the enthusiasm that they once came in with tapers off easier with someone younger, because they're ready for the new one.
They're ready for the new one.
The grass for them is always greener on the other side.
And, that's what upset me what upset me with mine is that, it's like, I know I got older on her because I caught her young.
Right.
I know I got older on her. I know that. But I never changed. I never not wanted her. I never not saw her and be like, oh, this is what I want right now. I never not did that. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm a red-blooded man. I love it. I love sex. I love having it. I got to have it. And I'm going to tell you truthfully, if you don't give me what I want,
we're going to move on.
I'm going to find it somewhere else. And it's not saying, I'm not trying to be a nasty dude about it. But if you don't give me what I want,
you got to move on.
I got to do something. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and wither away right here in front of you.
Like everybody says, tomorrow is not at all promised.
At all.
So you cannot continue to waste your life away if you're not happy. And that's why I said society has made it so easy to move on from everybody else. Now, I am going to go back and say one thing. My first wife, which is the mother to my two daughters, we were the exact same age. I was 5 days older than she was. It was a great relationship. That's why it lasted 17 years. Obviously, my anger, my control issues, things like that I had, this was 13, 14 years ago. So, I mean, obviously I've grown a lot since then, but not all same age relationships are bad. Obviously, I got my two beautiful daughters out of that, and to this very day, I'm still very good friends with that ex-wife.
I'm the same way with mine. Me and her are a year apart. She's a year older than I am. And, I mean, great mother, great person.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, me and the lifestyle. It wasn't the anger issues, it was the lifestyle. I was bringing work home. You know what I mean? I was emotionally this and that, because people don't realize in the business that we are in, it is draining, bro.
Well, you got to constantly be on it, because people just don't miraculously show up at your club. Right. And if you notice that it's starting to go down, and this is a subject we'll definitely have this conversation down the road. Owners and GMs these days do not pay attention and do not have the spark in their ass to get up and go do any type of marketing that you need. And I'm sorry, social media doesn't reach the people that you need for a strip club
at all.
So you have to pound the pavement and go out and find, so like Ybor City or downtown St. Pete or whatever, you got to catch people already out in the moment. Anyways, that's a totally different subject. So let's get back to this thing.
So we're going to go ahead and finish up, the sex drive one. If you and her are not satisfying each other, before you call it quits, talk about it.
Yes, lack of communication is probably the highest thing between age gap relationships, because your older individual communicates on a totally different plane than the younger individual. Real quick, the older individual would love to get on that phone and would love to talk it out face to face. That younger individual will FaceTime the shit out of you or text you.
Yes.
So that's where there's that miscommunication there, is because they're not on the same level. So most people just say, fuck it, let's move on to the next one, because they just won't communicate. And if at any point the two ex-wives listen to this, they're going to be like, And son of a bitch finally realizes it.
Yep. You know what?
He sure as hell didn't communicate.
You know, the funny thing about it is, it's the things that we catch on afterwards.
Absolutely. Lessons learned.
Yes, we learn them. But see, that's just it. They don't understand. We learn them just like you learn them.
Yes.
We catch on just like you catch on. Yes, it may be a little bit slower. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It may be a little bit slow, but we catch on. It's like boom, and that light pops on in our head. We're like, okay, I did this. But see, the thing is, and what upsets me, and I'm gonna tell you what upsets me a lot, is that when it comes to a younger female, I hate that I have groomed her into something better for the next man.
And it's funny because that's exactly what I told my last relationship was. All you did was, instead of coming back and trying to communicate to work things out, you made me realize all the faults, all the things that I've done wrong, and you groomed me now to make sure that the next female that I decide to get into a serious relationship with is never going to be
you two working
having the red flags.
She groomed you for the next person.
And I told her that.
And now, when say, and like I said, we don't wish evil on
Never.
these females. Say you go, and now you dealing with the same bullshit again.
But now you see it.
Now you see it.
So the moment those red flags come up,
It's now that you see it, now it's okay. Now I need that exit strategy, like right now. I'm not gonna wait on it. I'm either we're gonna fix it now, or we go ahead and do it, because I'm gonna tell you this.
well, there's a big difference between me and the most younger women that I've been around or whatever. The moment I see a red flag, I've got one little thing that they don't, and I get the fuck out of there.
I get out of there. I hit the bricks, bro. And I gotta set them over here, sit beside me too. I hit the bricks on you. Before I even let you even do anything stupid, I'm hitting the bricks. Everybody's like, hey.
And you know what? I actually have two really good key players in my life, because before I start getting somewhat involved with anybody, I go straight to my daughters, because my daughters will go on social media or whatever, and without knowing you, they're gonna be like, yeah, no, Dad.
I can't wait till mine get old enough that I can do the same thing. But hey, can you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and friend her and see what's going on? So what's the next one, Chris?
Let's see.
We can skip around here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're doing all pros. Let's get something back here.
Oh, the first one. Oh my God.
The fact that it took me a couple words to get into it. Baggage and the multiple baby daddy syndrome.
My God. Now let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this, Chris, because I know you're gonna hit it harder than I am. But I'm gonna tell you this, and the funny thing that I'm gonna say is that is the benefit of dating a man in his 40s, because we've done that already.
Normally, their kids are already
Normally,
grown.
our kids are grown, or they're old enough to know.
Yes.
They don't have to be grown, but they're old enough to know. See, my girls are not going to disrespect the female that I'm dealing with.
No, mine never do. But will they take me to the side and be like, Dad, you're a fucking idiot? Absolutely.
Right, but they're not going to do it in front of her.
Never.
And that's the key.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I learned that with the last person I was married.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it at that.
Yep, we'll leave it at that. So,
but I can tell you, so this baby daddy thing,
oh God.
and it comes with the fact that they're inexperienced per se with life. Because why the fuck are you coming at me with 2, 3, 4, 5? I've seen some with 6 kids.
And be in their 20s, bro.
Or their mid to late 20s. But the point is, like the one that I knew with the 6, 5 different fucking baby dads.
So now I gotta deal with 5 different dudes.
No, I gotta deal with shit, because once I saw that amount of kids, don't get me wrong, I love kids, but I don't love that many kids that young, constantly just all over the place. And then it makes it really hard to date them anyway.
Right, because you can't get no babysitter with no 5
And
kids.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not taking 7 people to Disney.
And grandma ain't gonna keep them.
Nope.
So that means there's no. And you know, we skipped the topic, but it's something that we love to do a lot. Like I said, it's Disney, and we love to take trips. And if you got all these kids, we can't take no trips.
We can't take no trips.
Can't take no trips. I'm not taking everybody.
I'm not.
You know what a day pass costs for 7,
And not only that, but you can't expect me to come in the relationship and just all of a sudden say, I'm cool with all 6 of your kids.
Right. Now, if you got one and you say, well,
let's go back to a normal number. So, if you got 1, 2, or 3, I understand that. That's a little bit more acceptable. The problem is, after that second one, because I can understand 2 baby daddies.
Right.
You will never be able to make me understand why the fuck you got 3 or more.
3 or more.
Because then that just means, what, you raw dogging everybody that you come around
now,
because you want to have a relationship?
Don't get me wrong, Chris. I got 3 baby mamas, but I got 5 kids. But
you're also 45 years old.
Right. And
we're talking about the 20-year-olds.
Right. And my oldest is in his 20s.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't understand it. And then you expect me to be prepared to live this life with you.
Yes.
Look, I'm in my 40s. I want to go hang out, and I can't do that. And we're just talking about the hanging out part. We haven't even hit dealing with the daddies.
No, not one bit.
Because I'm gonna tell you this.
And you got some of those daddies out there that don't want a new guy telling them what to do.
And you saw what? You know what gets me? I'm gonna tell you this. So when my wife, when she finally says okay, my ex-wife, when she finally says okay, I'm gonna move on. Cool. I'm prepared, and I will sit down with this gentleman, and I will be like, look here. I'm not upset. If you see something wrong, yes, I would love for you to say something.
Right.
But as long as you don't put your hands on them,
absolutely,
because I'm still around. As long as you don't put your hands on them, we're good.
Well, and the mother to my 2 daughters, she's been supportive of every relationship I've been in afterwards. The one thing that she was a stickler on is don't ever let them address my kids negatively. And I understood that because I wouldn't want them to do that. Plus, I'm always around, so I would discipline my children if they needed to be or whatever.
Tell you this,
you didn't have to, and I don't want you to.
So I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm a real this too. When it comes to that and the kids, look, if you have to go somewhere, I'm sorry, don't leave them with him. You bring them to me. You know what I mean? They're mine. Bring them to me. We'll figure it out. Yes. You know what I mean? I don't understand. Nowadays, younger guys do not know how to deal with children at that situation. They get frustrated. They want to put their hands on them because they don't want to know that, kids are going to be kids. They're going to want to run around, play.
Absolutely.
Do stupid
Make
stuff.
a lot of noise. Throw shit.
Oh, sit down. I'm trying to play my game. Look here. I don't want to hear none of that because I'm going to tell you this. Daddy is look. The reason we call this thing Savages with Cigars because Daddy is a real savage. And he will come over there and I will tear shit up with you and me and everybody in this motherfucker.
Now, I can tell you that right now we probably have the younger women trying to throw shit at their screens right now watching our podcast because they're going to be like, oh, well, if you can't accept my kids, then don't fucking date me or whatever. Okay, you're right.
Right.
But is it plastered on your fucking forehead that when I take you on a date, you got 3 kids with 2 different baby daddies or 3 different baby daddies? No. The moment I find that out, you're right. I put you back in your
right. I'm gonna put you
like an unemployment line.
I'm gonna put you in the rotation way in the back. I'm sorry, you're going to the back of the line because I'm not dealing with this.
I don't want to do
and
that.
I don't have. That's the beautiful thing about doing what we do.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to.
Not one bit. Just like they don't have to.
Right. We don't have to.
The moment our expiration date hits them,
boom.
We are tossed away in the garbage, and the new motherfucker is there waiting for us.
Right there. And then you don't realize, and then you get this new motherfucker. You think he's all this and that.
Now you ain't going to Disney.
You're not going to
Your
Disney.
bills aren't getting paid.
You're not being taken care of.
You're not at resorts on the beach or whatever.
You're eating ramen like a motherfucker.
Yep. You're on the side of the causeway and tucked in between 2 trees, enjoying the water there with a little bed sheet because you decided that the next guy was going to be so much better. But he still doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a car. But yeah, you madly in love with him, and that's going to be a totally different subject because that burns my soul when I see these beautiful women that, hell, I'm around all the time. And
struggling.
Their car is not there because
he's in it.
Their little thugged out little man who thinks that he is just out there trapping all day long, not making no damn money, no real job. And they're beating the shit out of these women, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Bro, in the industry that we're in, they do not understand. I've seen females work their ass to death and go home and give their man all the money that is sitting at the house. He's sitting there.
Well, so let me ask you this. So since we've gone through a few positive things, we've touched on the baggage of multiple baby daddies and stuff like that. When we date younger, is it really love or is it lust?
In the beginning, I believe it's lust.
Absolutely.
I think that we see something that we want and we're going to go get it.
So let me rephrase it. Does it last long enough to get you out of lust?
Once you get to know the person, absolutely.
Okay.
Once you're able to have that, see, and the thing is that I've realized that people are not doing, they're not having that conversation around the top. See, if you had that conversation, see, I'm not gonna say because I'm wrong for it too. We'll jump right into it. Come on, let's go do this. You know what I mean? Let's go. We over here having sex. We don't even really know each other's names. I don't even know your name good. You know what I mean? And we're doing it that way. And then, it's at that point, it's lust. You know what's funny?
Yep.
Me and my ex-wife, when we first got together, we never said we love you. We never said that. We just tell each other, I lust you. It's funny to see. You get what I'm saying?
I've never done it.
Because that's where we were at. We were in that lust mode. We saw each other, and it was boom, clothes off. We were at it. You know what I mean?
Well, you want to know something I found out when I first got married to my first wife? We went and did the proper way. So you go and you speak to a priest, and they tell you different things about the marriage. They talk to both of you, whatever. Do you know that it's the proper way to say I love you to each other is I love you? What would the normal response be?
I love you back.
Well, I love you too.
Yes.
You're not supposed to ever say that. Because then you really aren't in love with the person you just said it back to. It's I love you, I love you.
Oh, so I see what you're saying. So you're cutting the two out of that.
Right.
Okay.
And that's, I mean, this was also many moons ago, so it's, I don't remember the exact reasoning or whatever, and I'm sure I could Google it or something like that. But these days, I've noticed with the younger women, the moment they start getting what they want from you, you get that I love you quick as shit.
Oh my God. Well, let me tell you something.
You don't really love me.
You love what I can do for you.
Yes.
And I'd rather you stop, Chris. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather somebody tell me that. I'd rather you tell me you love what I can do for you.
It would communication.
Right.
That's exactly what that would be. Communication.
That would
you
be
can't tell me
awesome.
that you love me. No, the fuck you don't.
No.
You love the wallet, or you love the car, or you love the excitement that we got going on, whatever.
Yes.
But the moment that stops because our little honeymoon phase ends, because we're in our 40s, we know that eventually it's got to stop. And what do? Go back to hustling.
Right.
Go back to doing the next thing in our life or our career, whatever.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're not with us. It just means now we're not always going out doing the fun shit.
Right.
What does that lead to? Usually infidelity. Usually, starting to get trust issues. It's something crazy. And then because there's no time, because usually we're the ones hustling, the lack of communication settles in, and boom,
Bro,
within days they're gone.
You hit it right on the head, because you know what's so funny nowadays? Females get mad at you because you're a hustler, because you work the way you do.
Yes.
Back in the day, your wife would be like, you know what? Go get that money. That individual you dealt with, go get that money.
Because there was trust and communication.
Right. Now, you sit there and say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't go do this. Something came up, money's involved. I can't wait. No.
Yep.
Money's involved. Do you not understand? I'm going to get this paper.
Well, like this podcast, this is our first one. So yesterday we ran into some kinks, whatever, and I had to blow off a few people. Told them, hey, I'll do it today. Well, then realized that we needed to do the podcast today. I'm sorry, but this is my future.
Right.
This is me providing entertainment for our future subscribers, our future people that are going to make us enjoy what we do even more. I'm not going to put that in front of you for not one thing at all. The only way that this podcast would not be at all taped on time is if one of my two daughters called me and said, Dad,
Right.
I need you.
I need you right now.
Boom.
And that's going to happen soon, my friend.
It is, yes.
That's going to happen soon. That's
For
going to
anybody who
happen
doesn't
soon.
know, I'm going to be a grandfather
Yes.
around July.
That's going to happen
And I
soon.
freaking love it. I can't wait. Hey, real quick, I know this is taken away from this whole our topic, but my youngest daughter, I'm not going to put names out there because I don't want to exploit them like that, but my youngest daughter, I told her, I said, the moment that you start letting me babysit that my granddaughter, your daughter, you know I'm going to go to the right places and pull hose with your daughter.
I'm gonna be right
And you
there
know what
with
she
him.
says? She goes, I did not expect anything less from you, Dad.
So this is great. She knows Pops. She knows what Pops is going to do. It's not like, oh, well, he said he was going to do it that way. She knows me.
When they both watch this podcast, they're going to be shaking their head going, you're fucking nuts.
But see, everything when you get into dealing with two people like us, we're very real and we're so genuine. And it's so funny that I put this in there. The younger generation is scared of that.
Oh, yes.
They're scared of a person being genuine. They're scared of a person telling.
Well, they tell you they want you to be forward. They want you to be upfront with them. They want you to tell you what. And the moment you start telling them that shit, they're like, "Oh, really? What? This is what it is." And that's why it makes it so hard to date younger. But yet, for some reason, we're infatuated with that.
I love it. I love it.
But you know what? In retrospect, I'm sure the older women
the older
are going
women
through the exact
right
same
on the
shit.
same thing.
You know, I mean, this is not just a
It's
one-sided.
It's not just a one-sided thing. Like I said, the women love it. You know what I mean? Just as much as we do. That's why they call them cougars. That's why they call them myths.
I hate that they get at least called a cougar. We get called daddy. Or the one I hate even worse.
What's that, Chris?
Zaddy. What the fuck? Bitch, am I crossed with a zebra? Like, what the fuck is a zaddy? Get the fuck out of here.
And then they say it so quick.
Yes.
Like,
and
you're not daddy.
But see, I've told everybody, especially recently, the moment you call me daddy, I'm going to communicate with you and tell you that I just don't want it. Oh, and then they try because they know I'm Cuban. Hi, papi. I don't want the papi shit either. Papi and daddy mean the same fucking thing. Papi sounds sexier, but I still don't want it.
I'm not your daddy.
I'm not your motherfucking daddy.
I'm not your daddy. Nope. I'm not trying to be that man.
Nope.
I have kids. You're not mine. And look, and see, people don't realize that throws a man off. Well, a man like me, that throws me off. No, don't be in public calling me daddy.
Yeah.
Because now I got all these people looking at me like.
And they don't know if I'm really your fucking dad or not.
Right. And then we're holding hands and kissing. You call me daddy. What the fuck? Are you serious, people? And then you want to sit here and look at me like I'm crazy as hell when I look at you like.
Yeah.
So, that's why I said that you have to really be, for you to make it now, to be an older man dating, you got to have a high tolerance for bullshit.
And you know what? That leads us to another con in this whole thing. The stress. Is it worth dating younger versus older with the amount of stress that you're going to get out of the entire relationship? Is it worth the time that you're going to put in to know that there's two totally different stress levels? And women my age can stress me as well because they don't want to go do all the things that I want to do, or the sun makes them tired, or whatever the fuck, or they have their nap times. I get it, bro. Now that I'm 45, I understand what nap time is about.
It's a beautiful thing.
But I still don't take it because I'm wasting my motherfucking day.
Right.
If I'm napping during the day, I'm either not hustling or I'm not out doing something I want to have fun with.
I'm so glad you said that because, I had a situation that I had to explain to a female that she was like, why do you, every time you get up, why do you sit there and like you'll get on your phone and you get this and you get that. I said, because baby, every morning is a new day to chase money. It's a new day to hustle.
Well, look at what I showed you on Facebook. Now that we're both chasing followers, chasing engagements, wanting to get paid out by Facebook, to be an engager, to be content creator, just an entrepreneur all the way around. They don't see that because they just think they go out there, exploit their bodies or whatever the case may be, and it's quick money.
Right.
We can't exploit shit. We're men and we're in our 40s. Right. Now, are we both back to dedicated to the gym? Are we both, gonna? This is another thing about this podcast. People are going to see we're both happy right now. It's going to change, and they're going to get to see that process as well.
You're going to see our transformation.
But women don't understand that when we get up and we look at that phone, especially now with the stuff I showed you with Facebook and Instagram, you have to respond.
Yes, you
When
have to.
people engage with you, now you have to engage back
with
and
them.
that's it.
And then if you know Facebook and Instagram, that shit disappears.
Yes.
You missed an opportunity to be able to do what you need to do.
And the pay. So
Yes.
your pay could be $1,500 one month, and because you missed a few opportunities, now you're down to $600. That's a big difference.
Right.
When if I could have just said, you know what? Shut the fuck up for a minute and let me just catch the fuck up. And then we
boom.
start our day. Now,
Right.
will I be engaged more in my phone throughout the day? Yes. Maybe you drive and that's when I do it or whatever. The moment that we stop and it's about you, no more phone. I can put my phone down.
You know what's funny? You know, because like I said, I saw a meme. It was a while back, and the lady said to the man, "Why are you always on your phone?" And then it flashed that they had the good life, they had the cars, they had the money, they were going on trips, they were doing all that. And then he said, "You want me to put it down?" He put it down. And it flashed again. They had none of that. They were sitting in the house. They couldn't go nowhere. They couldn't do anything. And I was like, this is the reason why we do this.
And that's kind of the reason why we do this dating over 40 of younger women. Because the younger women are never going to understand that. They want your damn attention while they're on their phones, mind you. And we don't give it to them. Their DMs have the next motherfucker ready to take them somewhere else. You dated a woman more of our age.
They want you on their phone.
They understand.
They like, go get it.
So they do it. It's just you're getting all that money and you start noticing that you're sitting on more of your money. Now, mind you, I understand you're supposed to save for the future. Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Right.
So you're not burying me with all this fucking money. I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
So, yes, when you're dating with somebody older, you're going to be able to stack more money. But for what? At some point, I want to go fucking do something. That's why I choose to go younger. But then there's always a bad side and a good side because you back to the same
People
scenario.
don't realize, in the business that we've been in a long time, there's no such thing as 401k plans.
No,
There's no.
not one bit.
You have to save to make it through.
You know what I've been doing recently? Every time I get a $5 bill, I put away all my fives. I got a good little chunk of change set back because I decided to do that. I will never want my 401k. And people can bitch at me all day long, and financial advisors that watch this are probably going to be like, well, these guys are set up for failure. No, the fuck I'm not. I just don't want to put nothing in the market because you know why? You fucking voted for Biden.
There it is. What I do is I used to do. It's funny when I was in the business. We made so much money that I used to put $100, $200 away every night. That was just just in case money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If the fucking ceiling fell. You know what I mean?
I had a safe full of money when I was doing it that way. And is it safe full of money now? No. Why? Because I lived my life. I enjoyed I got married. I did things that I wasn't supposed to do.
He'll tell you, we hung out.
It is what it is. But you know what?
We were buying shit not even looking at the price tag.
But I look back and I go, I wouldn't change any of it because for that moment in time I was happy. You know what? I'm not miserable right now, but I'm not 100% happy.
But like I said, us being in the age that we are in, where we know that we can go get it.
Absolutely.
And that's another thing.
But see, we've also both gotten it.
Yes.
Most of these younger women who are dating the older guys have never gotten it. So they're hoping that they get it. Now, mind you, there are some couples out there that I think are fucking beautiful fucking couples.
And the
older men that are blue collar workers or whatever, CEOs and all this shit, with a beautiful young lady. I get it. But you see that guy a year later, he ain't got the same woman. Maybe by his choice or whatever.
Yep, because it didn't work out.
No.
It doesn't work out every time. And that's what the problem that, a lot of times that's the problem that we come up with. Men in our ages, and we'll try to work it out as much as humanly possible.
Right.
Until we get to a point, what, fuck this. I'm not going to let you take me to a point that I'm never going to return back from.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny? That's one of our last topics for the con is the career-oriented mind frame of an older individual to a younger individual. That all ties into that because your younger individuals, from our perspective. Now, mind you, a lot of this podcast is going to be geared from two men who came from the gentleman club industry. We're not fucking CEOs of a Fortune 500 company. So
we had to get it off the mud. We got it
the
from
way that we talk about this is the women that are in our world, per se.
Ladies, don't think we're not putting all of you in the same category, because we know that there are, and I'm going to say this, Chris, there are some younger females out there that are doing their thing.
But you know what you got to do? Not search in the industry that we're in.
Right, and that was our problem as well.
You have to do exactly what you and I do. Fucking Disney World, the beaches, or if you're going to go out to a bar, go to a place like in our town. We have a place called Soho, South Howard. You go out to that area. I mean, right now they're shooting it up. It was on the news the other day. But if you go to a more sophisticated bar, you're going to meet more sophisticated younger women. So I mean, it depends on where you put yourself.
You know what's so funny? Say the Disney thing, y'all gonna hear us a lot from us. It's so funny. I talk about it around people, and the younger ones are like, "You go to Disney?"
Yes.
I'm like, "Yes, I go." And they're like, and it's so crazy that they think like that's not why would you go there with a female? I said, "Sweetheart, have you ever been there?"
Yes.
It is life changing.
I tell you what, I went a lot during my second marriage, and we had so much fucking fun.
Blast.
And because we have passes, it doesn't mean that we're stuck there from the moment the park opens till it closes. We would go there for a few hours, and then you know what we would all do it. You and your significant other, and me and mine. And the moment that we got done with Disney, 4 or 5 hours, getting a little bit of buzz going on, all that shit, we'd go back to the nice ass hotels that we had, and we're at the pool. We're enjoying it, each other, whatever. If we want to go back at night for the fireworks shows or whatever parades they have at night, it just makes for a very fun day. Very great relationship. Very hard to get that out of anybody these days.
Anybody these days. You're working your ass off to try to get that now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So now now that you have been through, right? And you dealt with the females that you dealt with. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna wrap this up real soon.
Yep.
What would you change, Chris? Yeah.
What do we have the control to change? That's really the only thing that I realize that if you're asking me what I would change, is only the control I have at the beginning. So meaning that I have control of saying, I'm going to be with you after I've learned about your red flags or your toxicity, or I could go be with you. I'm in control of my own decision of which young female I'm going to choose. Because other than that, I don't know if you can really change the new age of women.
I don't think you can.
Their thought processes.
I'm going to tell you because...
Are they hustlers? Yes. But I'm sorry. I don't want a woman that I'm going to get to look at the same thing that 100,000 other men have paid to see.
You hit it right on the head.
So no.
That's why I
You have nothing to give me.
Right. You have nothing that we have is just mine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because everybody else is seeing.
You've shared it on OnlyFans, Snapchat Premium, or in whatever premiums out there. This shit. Like I said, it came in my damn Facebook Messenger. You want to buy my content?
Right.
No,
I don't.
Why? Because you got a pair of titties and a vagina. I've seen 45 years worth of shit. Nothing I'm going to pay for.
And I can go on the internet and see it for free.
Yeah. Now, I'll give you $5 if you got a third titty or a really large clit.
Right. Here we go. Here we fucking go. One day we may do one day.
Nobody's gonna ever know why that. You know how there's hidden Mickeys at Disney? Anytime you hear that one little specific little comment of a large clit, that's our little hidden.
That's our little hidden.
That's the hidden theme in every podcast. There's gonna be something.
He makes me look, and I'm dark, and he makes me blush every fucking time he says this. People, me personally, do I think I can change things? No, and I'm gonna tell you this: I'm not trying to.
No.
If we can't fit together in this little round peg, this hole that we have, if it's a round hole and we can't fit it, and you're a star and I'm the round hole, and we can't come together and say, okay, this is what we're gonna do together, this is how we're gonna live, and I'm not gonna say it's all gonna be me, because it's not gonna all be me. But what I'm saying is that if we can't join together and get this straight, then I'm sorry, we're not going to, as a man being as old as I am not going to sit here and just settle anymore. That's what older men do,
or
settle.
The time you're putting into hustling, you would have to put that amount of time or more to conform an individual to be the way you want them to be, or vice versa if you're an older woman with a younger man. There's no reason to spend that much time doing that.
Doing it, Chris.
Just move on. There's so many women, so many men.
Let me tell you something. For all you guys out there, I've done the numbers. It's damn near 10 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
There are 10 women to every one man that you can find in this world. And I'm not telling you guys to go search for all 10 of them. No, I'm not telling you that. But find the one that fits you the most.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you want younger women, there are younger women that have a good head on their shoulders, and they are hustlers. I'm just saying that we haven't experienced them yet.
Nope.
You know what I mean? We're working on that. We're gonna get to that part now.
We'll get there.
But a lot of people don't understand that, we are just two guys that have been through the struggle when it comes to dealing with other females.
Yep. And the young ones.
Like I said,
we're definitely gonna have a lot of podcasts where we talk. I mean, we're not gonna always be the relationship guys because we're by no means relationship guys
at all.
I can tell you how to lose a marriage. I can't tell you how to fix one before they decide to go divorce.
And I can tell you how to fix a female, but I can't tell you how to keep them fixed.
No. Nope. So I mean, we're gonna do a lot of different things, and we're proud of this podcast.
Yes.
We want you guys to like, follow, subscribe.
Yes.
Just be there with us. Email us, text us, let us know what you want to hear, what you want to talk about.
We're going to put all that down there, and we're going to let you guys, a lot of times, we're going to let you guys control the topics of this.
Yeah, because this is one of the few episodes that we will be doing pre-taped. So once we go live, we'll have things set up where you have full access to us. You're going to be able to tell us things. You're going to be able to comment. You're going to be able to question.
With us, and they will see you online with us.
It's going to be phenomenal. If you feel that you want to donate, then donate. We are going to come out with a full line of merchandising. We have a lot of merchandise that we're working on. Obviously, this is our first podcast, so we definitely are going to be as entertaining as possible. We're not going to filter anything. At least I'm not. I just don't give two fucks about nothing.
Care. What are you going to do? I'm always listening.
Yeah.
If one thing you're always going to hear out of me, if you don't like me, fight me.
Yep.
That's how I feel. You know what I mean? I don't care. So stating all that, dating in your 40s really boils down to what are you prepared to deal with?
Yep.
How far are you prepared to deal with the bullshit?
Yep.
And I'm going to say this, it's not always bullshit, Chris.
No.
You know what I mean? You have, in any relationship, old or young, you're always going to have the good times and the bad times.
Just know that as an older man, you better be ready to date when you decide to date a younger woman.
Right.
If you are still trying to find yourself, you're going to lose.
You're going to lose. And you're going to sit here and be like, Gavin, you should have told me. I shouldn't have told you shit. I told you that. I'm telling you right now. Be prepared for everything. Don't put yourself in a situation that you cannot get yourself out of.
Absolutely.
All right, saying all that, people, we want to thank you for joining in, tuning in. Like Chris already said, like, subscribe. We're going to put the emails, all that stuff that you can get in contact with us at any time. We respond quickly.
All social media platforms, we're on it. And one thing we're always going to throw out there, this podcast is always hosted, and obviously we're here at the Great Cozy Cigar Lounge.
Yes. One more time, the address is West Bay 198 West Bay Drive in the beautiful city of Largo. Till next time, people, love each other and love yourself.
Peace out.